Hey guys, Galactic Knight here. You know, it's odd really. Throughout the years that I started on this YouTube channel, I have given my voice and been willing to talk about different things and met some interesting people. In fact, if you told a high school year old me I would meet people from my childhood and people I look to talk to, you probably would see me running away like a coward. That's probably what I would say starting this review. Based on the manga with the same name, Komi Can't Communicate is a romantic slice of life comedy. And before you say anything, that grouping of genres does exist in anime, right next to isekai and harem. It stars a high school girl who suffers from extreme social anxiety named Shoko Kumi and her classmate Hitohito Tanado as he tries to help her with her communication skills and make 100 friends throughout high school. Again, a simple and cute idea and all, but to my surprise, at least, it was at the top anime comedy of 2021. I guess being cooped up in an apartment all day does cause some form of anxiety. Oh, come on, that joke was handed to me on a silver platter. So I guess I can take a look at this anime and figure out if people were right about this anime, or we were just cooped up in our apartments all year and had nothing to watch. Honestly, I don't know if people are going to be upset with me about my opinion. So this is Komi Can't Communicate. We start the first episode with a little girl and her mom walking down the street and a black cat exploring. Is this a Sailor Moon spinoff? Because it's starting to look like a Sailor Moon spinoff. As we see Komi walking down the street being admired by the boys and girls. Definitely a Sailor Moon spinoff.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
We then come across another student named Hitoo Tanado, dubbed by Kyle McCarley, getting ready to start a normal high school life. So when does he meet Komi? And how'd it go? What do you mean just watch?
What's the matter? Did I do something wrong?
Ah.
Huh?
Honestly better than usual. So Tanado went to his classroom and took his seat and...
Her seat was right next to his.
Okay, the scene would be a lot funnier if the narrator would shut up. Like other venues in film, anime is a visual medium. We know that they are going to feel awkward and the expressions and editing should be enough to show it. Or if you are going to have narration, let the character say it. Imagine if I had a narrator say what is going on in one of my reviews. Knight sits on the couch. Knight looks confused. Knight is annoyed. Knight goes to grab sword. Knight stabs narrator. Narrator passes out. Later, everyone in class introduces themselves as Komi gets up and... On a side note, was the kid holding a boom mic the entire time? I mean, is he allowed to even bring that to school? Komi then went up to the chalkboard and wrote her name on it, somehow making the classroom cheer. Man, this must be a pretty easy school to impress. Oh my gosh, you did a math question! Hey everybody, it's sunny outside. The letter B! Now everyone grab your cold clothes, we're having Kool-Aid tonight. Tadano then introduces himself, with the students reacting the opposite.
Tadano was convinced that his entire high school life was already over.
Oh, shut up.
Tadano watches Komi work and picks up her eraser when...
What? Who the heck is he?
And when do schools have Naruto costumes? Because if I knew that, I would love high school more. Tadano returned her eraser and pretended he didn't see anything. Later, the class ended with Tadano getting accidentally pummeled and getting knocked out. As he comes to, he realized he is alone with Komi, and he heard her talk. She tries to run away, and he tries to say something.
Komi, wait a second! Could it be you're not great at talking with people?
You think? Tadano suggests that they try to communicate on the chalkboard, and Komi runs to the chalkboard and starts writing. Komi asks how Tadano can't tell she can't talk to people, but like any romantic comedy protagonist, he gets nervous and tries to flee.
But he couldn't get away.
Will you shut up?
Komi continues to write, explaining how she wants to talk to people but freezes and thinks people are afraid of her and don't want to talk to her.
I think there's a big misunderstanding about her.
You think? The fact that she told you through the chalkboard should be obvious. She continues telling Tadano that she started in junior high for 3 years, had a hard time starting conversations with people, and worried if people will think she's weird. Then she tells him that she wanted to ask if they could eat lunch together. To be honest, this person has really bad anxiety. Now I remember why my friend wanted me to review this anime. I'm not going to point out who, but let's just say he always asks people if they know the way. Tadano tried to give Komi a rag and she gets the hiccups. Oh yeah, really bad anxiety. After she calmed down, she tells Tadano that she wants to apologize for all the stuff that happened to him today and say goodbye. We then get a shot of her backside bound to Tadano.
Japan.
And as she started to head out, Tadano started writing on the chalkboard to start a conversation with her. They then started to write a friendly chat while trying to calm her panic attacks. She then tells Tadano that she wants to make 100 friends, and Tadano said that she made one from him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make assumptions. You may not even want that.
She of course says thank you to Tadano and dashes out of the classroom blushing. Tadano then decides to help Komi, who can't communicate.
He said it! He said it!
Make 99 more friends as the narrator explains social anxiety. Which, let's be honest, this is a great way to teach kids, even adults going through this or know someone going through this. During the next morning, Tadano and Komi meet up at the lockers and try to teach Komi how to find her voice.
Komi? Hey!
Looks like she's stone cold.
Boo!
We start the next episode with Tadano trying to talk to one of the popular girls to ask to be Komi's friend, and...
That. You call her Lady Komi, you loser. Don't get carried away just because you're sitting next to her, you scum. Be grateful that you're allowed to breathe the same air as her when you're just scum. What the hell was that about?
After that, Tadano realized he is at the bottom of the popularity and has not made friends himself and feel useless. I know that sounds a little harsh, but that is how they paraphrased it. And him slamming his head on his desk. To be fair, that was like my first day of high school as well. Yeah, life as a boy is harder than you think. Tadano then tries again with his childhood friend, Osano, dubbed by Skylar Eva Davenport, and introduces her to Komi.
What's going on? And why are you wearing that skirt?
As it turns out, Asano apparently is very talkative to a lot of the students at school. Surprisingly to both Tadano and Komi, and he wants Asano to do him a favor.
For sure. I'll do anything for my close friend Tadano.
Get out, everybody!
Komi tried to ask Asano to be a friend, and it goes as well as you expect.
Wow, you've already improved a little since this morning.
What the heck? What the heck is this about?
So Tadano asked Asano to be Komi's friend, but Asano declined. Confused by this, Tadano asked why that is, and Asano explained that they met in 2nd grade and Komi has social anxiety even when they were kids. Plus, that made Asano sick. I'm confused about that as you are. Tadano tries to explain Komi's situation, but Asano thinks it's something else, and talks about the dark history of Tadano's, like most childhood friends, and decides to walk home with Komi as long as Tadano, and I'm going to call her Najimi from now on. Later, They
sure seem awkward.
Watching scenes makes too much sense and not enough at the same time. While walking home from school, Najimi tried to start a conversation with Komi, only for both of them to get freaked out and Najimi wanted to call it quits.
Wow, even Najimi can't talk to her.
Well, earlier she saw Komi like this. I'm surprised they both lasted this long. We then see Najimi's other childhood friends, Ma and Shi. I'm not judging Japanese names, but isn't that like naming two girls Pa and He? Maybe like put a Y in the middle of the name. As Ma tries to confess his love to Najimi, Shi reclines and he tries to have his way with Najimi. Komi tries to return his house keys, but has a hard time talking, making them think she murders people with their house keys. Technically, with the right amount of skill, anything can be used as a weapon.
Are you serious?
With the misunderstanding, they ran off and Najimi decided to be Komi's second friend, and Komi and Tadano turned the house keys over to the neighborhood police. The next day, we see Najimi ask Komi to eat lunch.
They're still reacting this way?
Well, for people with social anxiety, it takes a lot longer for them to be friends, plus they just started out. You should know this by now.
Idiot.
So Najimi sits with Tadano and Komi as Najimi tries to ask Komi random questions, and
She's getting overloaded.
Yeah, even I would have done that. Tadano tells Najimi that Komi is trying to make up 100 friends.
That hardly seems enough.
So, if I'm following this correctly, Najimi asks Komi to get her
A medium-sized non-fat milk pistachio deep mocha dip frappuccino with chocolate sauce with extra whipped cream from Stan Bakes. Anything else?
And yes, even in anime, they can't use the actual name of the restaurant, no matter how obvious it is. And Najimi follows Komi while being undetected to see if she gets the order, with a few misunderstandings.
Mommy, it's a stalker.
That is a stalker.
Well, it is 2021. I'm surprised the kid didn't know what a stalker is. We see Stan Bucks, and we all know what you're talking about. As we see Komi enter the cafe, then chickens out, then backs in. She tries to order the drink Najimi wanted her to get, but it turns out to not be the one on the menu, freaking her out a bit more.
Don't you just hate when this happens?
Only thing is, this guy went all out and made her a random drink, thinking she's a social media star. Shut up. But of course, Komi is too scared to correct him and pays the drink and walks out. Back at the school, Komi hands Najimi the drink. Najimi was confused at the drink, and Komi starts to tear up. Honestly, I would cry too if I messed that up. They of course apologize to Komi for putting her in that situation, resulting in her sulking, and they see it as cute. Like when my dog whimpers, it's sad and adorable. You just want to come up and like hug her. I'm saying that as a gentleman. Just cut to the opinion. So that was Komi Can't Komunicate. And it is a wholesome slice of life comedy that gave what it promised. And I like that they explain social anxiety and how people with it feel and explain to people watching this. I don't know if people go deep into it, but if someone asks me if I recommend it, I say, sure, check it out and see if this wholesome anime is for you. And let's be honest, it's better to show a character struggling with social anxiety than what other media is doing nowadays. I'm Galactic Knight, and I'll see you guys next time.